From McIntosh Stadium on the campus of McIntosh High School, it is the Soccer Down Here game of the week, the back end of the doubleheader involving McIntosh and St. Anne-Pacelli. St. Anne-Pacelli was part of the single-A schools in the GHSA that decided to leave the GHSA, and they are now in the GIAA, and this is their first year there. They have only played one match so far this season, and they come in short-handed here for the matchup against McIntosh. Starting goalkeeper is at a playoff basketball game, so you'll see Paige Kohler in net. She came in off the track team for today's match. Hasn't played keeper in a couple of years. A couple of illnesses as well. No Addie Christensen for Pacelli. Very young team for Pacelli here today. Only one senior and two juniors. And so the senior, in addition to everything else, not available because of an Honor Society induction. Two players not available this season because of ACL injuries, Tamia Carter and Katie Entlick. Entlick was the leading goal scorer, top 10 freshman to watch by the SEC Scout Report. The one match that they did play for Zach Corcoran this year was against LaGrange. They won it 5-2. Something for Zach Corcoran to build on was that they had 5 different goal scorers in the match. On the flip side, for the coaching Kreitners for McIntosh, 3-3 right now coming into this match. They lost 14 players from last season's roster, so it's a very, very new, young team. Only 3 field starters returning from last year plus keeper. Tough early schedule on purpose to focus on finding the right formation for the right players. They're working on chemistry. They played 4 different formations so far, probably going to start in a 4-4-2. Missing a captain, and they are missing players. We'll get into that as we go, and that is the whistle, and we are now underway here in McIntosh. As you picture the game in your mind's eye, for those of you listening on the Soccer Down Here app and soccerdownhere.net, Pacelli is in their road whites, red numerals, with blue shorts, white socks. They'll be working from right to left, as you picture. And McIntosh in their home greens, the Lady Chiefs, they are going to be working from left to right. 10 yards in to the attacking half. Throw over on the far side for McIntosh. One hop. Attempt to clear was blocked by McIntosh. McIntosh chasing after it. Natalie Idem on the left-hand side. Tried to pass into the middle of the pitch, taken away by Pacelli. They're going to work their way down the right-hand side. Jelly Torres with her first touch, as we are now a minute in. And Pacelli with the throw over on the far side, about 20 yards away from center line. Vikings trying to find a partner here early on. Go long with the throw. Flicked into the attacking half, and the turn is there for Gabriela Enriquez. Charging down the right-hand side is Pacelli. Once again, Jelly Torres. She will leave it. Long launch. Well wide of the goal mouth was Addison Burnett from about 30 yards or so. About a 45-degree angle from the net on the far side. And so it will go over to McIntosh as we're a minute and 40 seconds in for a goal kick. Kind of recapping the injuries and the illnesses for McIntosh coming into this match. Avery Heeb in net. Kennedy Williams, the 9th grader, the starting forward, who already has 2 goals on the season. She is sick tonight and will not be here. Emma Roughton, one of the outside backs, one of the 7 seniors for this roster this year, absent due to varsity basketball. So a couple of key absences in addition to what we've been discussing so far here in the opening 2 minutes and 15 seconds. McIntosh trying to work it towards center circle. Well defended by Pacelli. Lorelei Hale trying to work down the middle, but McIntosh is there with the touch, and it looks like it's going to be goal kick as Pacelli tried to take a swing at it and put it on frame. It ends up going wide of the target over on the far post. And once again, goal kick for the Lady Chiefs. Because of the Kennedy Williams absence tonight, Taylor Oldham, one of the 2 Oldham sisters, the younger of the 2, the sophomore, she's getting the start tonight. Her older sister, Nicole, traditionally a center mid, she is the senior. McIntosh in possession, just inside the 18. A bit of a wayward pass, but picked up by Carson Wingo. Wingo working down the far side. She's got a lot of room. Now towards center circle. Pass laid off into the middle right near the logo. And Lainey Messer is there. Lady Chiefs captain, preseason All-Stater. 5 goals, 2 assists on the season. Obviously, keep an eye on her as a part of the firepower 3.5 minutes in for the Lady Chiefs. That Pacelli charge interrupted by the defense down the middle. Working down the left-hand side. But there to interrupt that particular pass was Elsie Barrett. And it goes back to the keeper, Paige Kohler. Not all the way out, about 50 yards from goal. Long pass down the left-hand side, looking for Charlotte Gorman, who's got a goal and an assist so far this season. Too much on the pass. Gorman couldn't catch up to it before it goes over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick for Pacelli. 4 minutes and 15 seconds in. Thanks for accessing us however you are doing so, large device or small. The Soccer Down Here app, soccerdownhere.net if you're listening on the web. Big win for the McIntosh boys team over Dalton in the first game of this doubleheader. 2 of the top teams battling in 5A. And the win goes to the home side with the Chiefs with their big win by the score of 4-1. Go over the wins and losses right now. The first opportunity for McIntosh. So you have 3-3 going up against 1-0 here as both of these sides are looking at their non-region matchups. Natalie Idem in the middle, right on the logo. Pass to Mackenzie Simon. And she'll work her way back to London Diamantides. Diamantides launched it forward. Pacelli's defense was there. Olivia Fry was muscled off the ball, but it was last touched by McIntosh. About 20 yards from center line. Here on the near side, right in front of the Pacelli bench. Pass headed up into the air by McIntosh. Advances at about 15 yards for Pacelli here on the near side. 5 yards away from center line. McIntosh had center touch. It was Emily Wagner. 1 goal, 2 assists down the right-hand side. Casey Zennis into the middle right near the penalty spot, but Pacelli's defense is there to try to knock it outside of the 18. They finally do. And they do keep it from going out. Gabriela Enriquez wanted to work her way down the left-hand side. Last touch by McIntosh, so it'll be a throw. Olivia Fry. A little more than 20 yards from goal here on the near side. Looking for a partner, Enriquez volunteers. Throw is over Enriquez. Pacelli tries to win second ball, and it's headed out by Wagner once again for a throw for the Vikings. Here in the 12th minute, no score. McIntosh and Pacelli. Quick passing by the Chiefs. Great ball into the middle looking for Charlotte Gorman, but there, keeping an eye on it the entire time, was Paige Kohler. Kohler picks it up easily. First really big chance of the match goes the way of the Lady Chiefs. Lana Rogers had possession for Pacelli briefly. McIntosh unable to connect on the passes here. And so now Pacelli in pursuit as the ball's played by Diamantides all the way back to Avery Heeb, the keeper. Heeb gets it right towards center line, and Pacelli is there. Third player for the Lady Chiefs was Zennis. Gained possession back quickly for the Chiefs. The backline once again trying to work through the middle, but there for Pacelli, and you're going to get a foul, was Isabella Ramos. She was knocked off the ball, and it's a foul on the Lady Chiefs, so about 50 yards from goal, 10 yards inside the attacking half. Will be the first set-piece opportunity here, free kick for Pacelli, as we are getting into the 9th minute, just shy of the 9th minute here at McIntosh Stadium. Zach Corcoran, the head coach of Pacelli, trying to get a little traffic taken care of before the kick is taken. Elsie Barrett, long launch right toward the top of the 18. Second ball, headed up into the air. 4 headers in a row, make it 5. 6 out of 7 touches. And it looks like McIntosh finally does get possession. It's brief. The back and forth continues. Now over on the far side, Taylor Oldham working her way up the left, was looking for a passing partner, intercepted by Pacelli, but sticking with it are the Lady Chiefs. And right on the logo, tried to get a pass connected, but it was blocked, and here comes McIntosh. Lady Chiefs down the right-hand side, and you're going to get a foul called as Zenas tried to send it down the right channel. She was knocked off her feet, and they're going to bring it back to about 45 yards from goal. About 12 yards or so, just inside center line, the attacking half. So free kick for the Lady Chiefs. And the coaching Kreitners here in match number 7 of their season. Kick toward the top of the 18, just inside the arc. Now inside the 18, trying to turn and fire was Emily Wagoner. And she could not. It was blocked. Over on the far side, Presley Hildebrandt sends it into the attacking half, but it was last touched by Pacelli, so it'll be a throw over on the far side. McIntosh trying to get things working from left to right. Closing in on the 11th minute now. Pass from Zenas down the middle. Was trying to connect with Lainey Messer, and it ends up with the keeper. Once again, Kohler. 2 passes connecting, but they don't connect the third, Pacelli. Now down the right-hand side, looked like it was Mackenzie Simon with the touch. She tried to connect and could not. Ball was blocked. Center circle, Natalie Idem, the holding mid, trying to get things working for Taylor Oldham. Oldham trying to chase it down. Tries to bump Hildebrand off the ball. Last touched by Hildebrand, about 20 yards inside the attacking half. McIntosh with yet another throw. Pass goes through Zenas. Natalie Idem finds Zenas again. Zenas was marked by Olivia Fry. Fry won possession for Pacelli. She tried to spring Gabriela Enriquez down the left-hand side. Could not. McIntosh once again. Pass by Zenas. Intercepted. A lot of room down the middle for Isabella Ramos. Was looking for Addison Burnett. Couldn't find her. And another long ball, but back defensively. 2 players for Pacelli. Elsie Barrett had an eye on it the entire time. Got it back to Kohler. Trying to work down the right-hand side, though. Pacelli can't hang on to it, so it'll be a throw. 28.5 minutes to go here first half. Halfway through minute number 12, goalless at McIntosh Stadium. All the way back toward the arc, Olivia Fry trying to find a passing partner down the right-hand side. A lot of long balls, long passes along the ground so far by both teams. McIntosh with a chance just outside the arc once again, down the middle. Messer tried to find a partner or pull the trigger, but the defense was there for Pacelli, and Pacelli just sends it long once again into their attacking half. Diamantides is there. Give to Idem, and the passing is now for Taylor Oldham. Collision over on the far side, right towards center line. Center ref's going to say it was last touched by McIntosh. McIntosh fans looking for a foul and a whistle. They didn't get it. So it's a throw for St. Anne Pacelli. Working down the left-hand side. But there to defend, once again, Elsie Barrett stems that rush, and it's going to be a throw for the Lady Chiefs. And we'll see what they have in mind here with this throw. About 25 yards from goal over on the far side. Header, first touch by Pacelli. Second touch by McIntosh. Two players jousting for it just inside the 18, and watching it go over the inline's Elsie Barrett. It'll be a goal kick for Paige Kohler. And coming close to substitutions for McIntosh, we're going to get substitutions for McIntosh at the next opportunity. Looks like Ellie Duvall is going to be coming in, and Nicole Oldham is coming in for McIntosh. So it looks like Mackenzie Simon will go. And the other sub for McIntosh was for Taylor Oldham. So you swap out your Oldhams and Mackenzie Simon for the two players now in for the home side. Once again, trying to go down the right-hand side, long launch, sprinting to track it down was the McIntosh Lady Chiefs defense. A lot of pressure on the keeper, and a chance for Pacelli after winning the ball back, and they send it wide to the far post. A lot of pressure on Avery Heeb by Lana Rogers, and it was almost a turnover that created a goal for the Vikings of Pacelli in minute 15. A close call this time for McIntosh. We are still scoreless. Rogers pressures Heeb. Heeb had to go to her right to release the ball. When she did, it was to a Pacelli player. Pulled the trigger, and it ended up wide to the far post. Great chance there for Pacelli off the turnover. 15th minute, goalless. Pass through Diamantides. And it's going to end up being a throw as Gabriela Enriquez kept an eye on it for Pacelli. She yields to Olivia Fry. Fry with the throw. Gets it back, looking for Lana Rogers in the middle. Three McIntosh Lady Chiefs are there. First three contacts to try to get it out of their defensive half. Make it 4 and 5, and they finally do. Wagoner. Down the right-hand side, it's a chance for Zenas, but Zenas defended well. Ball back to Kohler, but not all the way out. Back and forth continues. Messer had a chance. Pacelli was there to defend. 2-on-1 over on the far side against Nicole Oldham. And they're going to say it was last touched by McIntosh. It'll be a throw for the Vikes about 30 yards from their own goal. Turning now 17th minute, goalless between the Lady Chiefs and the Vikes. The Vikes are in Class 4A in GIAA. It ends up as a 12-team playoff with the 15 teams that are there. With everything new for Pacelli in their sports, as they are now a part of the GIAA, what used to be the GISA. Rogers trying to go over the top, but there at the back was Mackenzie Simon to Avery Heeb. Now the Lady Chiefs trying to work down their attacking right, but there to defend once again, Yana Williams at left back for Zach Corcoran and the Lady Vikes. Williams there with the touch, and it deflects off of another Pacelli teammate. It was Olivia Fry with the last touch, so it'll be a throw. Goes over the intended target, Emily Wagoner, down the right-hand side. Wagoner last touch. You're going to have substitution now for Zach Corcoran. Checking in for the first time is Jelly Torres, and she will be taking over as one of the attackers for Zach Corcoran. Lana Rogers tried to help out with a touch over on the near side. She was last to touch. So here come the Lady Chiefs. Messer with the nice move to keep possession, looking centrally. Tried to get the turn to Charlotte Gorman. The ball goes over the end line off the deflection. Once again, goal kick for Pacelli. Now in the 19th minute, goalless. Opportunities for both teams here. And once again, remember, only one match played so far by Pacelli. The season starts later in the GIAA than it does in the GHSA. Pacelli's only been at it about a month. Launched forward once again by Yana Williams, looking down the right-hand side, keeping possession. Are the Lady Chiefs. They'll go all the way back to Avery Heeb. Pressure coming at a high rate of speed from Gabriela Enriquez, who's now over on the right-hand side in the attack for Zach Corcoran and the Vikings. Pass to Charlotte Gorman on the left-hand side. And it looks like Kohler's going to get there. And she'll hang on to it. The flag went up for offside. Kohler pressed into emergency duty tonight. Hasn't been a goalkeeper for 3 years. Starting keeper unavailable tonight for Pacelli, so it's Kohler getting the start. Here comes McIntosh once again. Zenis looking with the right. Pass was intended for Diamantides, but Yana Williams there again. Last touched over on the far side. It goes out about 10 yards inside the attacking half. And we get to see Izzy Chimento for the first time for McIntosh tonight. The sophomore. And she comes in for Charlotte Gorman. So the 10th grader Gorman will leave. And here comes Zenis down the middle, looking for Messer. Messer into the near corner. Tracking it down is Wagner. Wagner tries the entry pass, and it goes awry behind the net from the near post, and it will be another goal kick for St. Anne-Pacelli. Nineteen and a half minutes to go here in the first half. We mentioned the difficult schedule that was placed out on purpose for McIntosh at 3-3. They started out with a home win against Maynard Jackson, then beating Decatur by the score of 1-0 in Decatur. Then it's a loss to Chambly here in McIntosh, and back and forth with a win against LaGrange and losses to East Coweta and to Cambridge in overtime by the score of 3-2. That's how we get to 3-3 for McIntosh. Ball into the far corner. Elsie Barrett watches it go, and it will be a deep throw in the far corner for the Vikes, 18:40 and counting here in the first half. Barrett over the head of Jelly Torres. The back and forth continues, but waiting for it took entirely too long, and here comes McIntosh once again on the run. Down the right-hand side, swept inside the 18, looking for Emily Wagner, too much on it, over at the far post, and it's going to be another goal kick. So we mentioned just that one match that's been played so far by St. Anne-Pacelli, and it was a win over LaGrange, 5 different goal scorers. And that was played back a week ago today. And so playing a weekly schedule, then business kind of picks up once you turn to March 2nd. Next match is the 28th after today for St. Anne-Pacelli. Working down the middle, once again looking for Emily Wagner inside the 18, but Kohler is there. Kohler releases down the near side. Heavy touch. Yana Williams is there. Rogers. Big hop once again for Williams. Blocked 30 yards from net. McIntosh will keep possession over on the far side, advantage being played. Inside the 18. Laid off and saved by Kohler. Emily Wagoner tried to put it in with the lightning touch with the left. Kohler was there to block it, and it's another big save for Pacelli to keep it scoreless. The Vikings defense collapsed around Wagoner. Wagoner tried to do one touch and send it into the back of the net, but Kohler was there to answer for Pacelli. Over on the far side, one player for McIntosh and for St. Anne-Pacelli try to bump each other off the ball. Got another substitution now, and it will be the first opportunity for Kara Bernard, the 9th grader, coming in for McIntosh. As we get to 16-10 and counting here in the first half.
Number 3, Kara Bernard.
And she is replacing Cassie Zenas. Interesting note on Zenas, plays on the U15 Latvian national team. That's not a national team that you hear a whole lot about. Cassie Zenas on the U15 Latvian national team with her parents of Latvian descent. Ball's played out, and it's going to be a throw for McIntosh just inside their attacking half. Throw hits a McIntosh player over on the far touchline. It goes the other way. Throw up into the air. Header flicks it forward in the attack for the Vikings. Winning possession, Gabriela Enriquez. Enriquez was looking for a partner on a pass, and you get a foul called as she was trying to connect with Lana Rogers. Avery Heeb with the goal, with the kick off the foul, sends it past her teammates. And about 30 yards from goal in their defensive half, Pacelli will have another throw over on the far side. Throw was chested down by Jelly Torres. She couldn't control it after that touch, and so it'll be another McIntosh chance. About 10 yards into their attacking half. Under 14 and a half minutes to go here first half. Goalless with McIntosh and St. Anne-Pacelli. St. Anne-Pacelli wins the ball back, and they've got a chance here, 2-on-2 on the right-hand side. Enriquez trying to win the battle in the chase goes back to Avery Heeb with the pass. Heeb will send it forward. Messer is there to try to keep possession for McIntosh. McIntosh can't keep possession as the back and forth continues. Addison Burnett tried to pass it down the right-hand side. Lana Rogers now on the left. Gets past the one defender for McIntosh. Inside the 18, cuts it back. Shot, saved by McIntosh, and the rebound is knocked away as well. Avery Heeb coming up big twice. Heeb a little slow to get up, understandably so, after the first save and trying to guard the far post. It's going to be a corner for Pacelli with under 13 and a half minutes to go here in the first half. Addison Burnett will take over on the far corner flag. And unlike our last action that we had at Villarica, the flags are just straight down. One hop, two, through the 18. And here comes McIntosh with it. Pacelli unable to control. Long pass down the right channel. 1-on-2, a lot of step-overs waiting for reinforcements. Finally do come in the form of Emily Wagoner. And you're going to get a foul called on Pacelli as Wagoner was working down the right-hand side. So you've got a set-piece opportunity here coming up on 12 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Zach Corcoran, the head coach for Pacelli, trying to make sure that his defense is laid out the way that he wants. London Diamantides will take the kick. Waiting for Lana Rogers to back up the 10 yards. Diamantides, in-swinger with the right. Headed away but not out. Second Contact is up into the air over on the far side. McIntosh gains control. 1-on-3, spinning out of traffic. The Chiefs come away with it once again. Defense is there for Pacelli on a 1-on-2, but Elsie Barrett could not connect with the pass. So it'll be a deep throw for McIntosh. Coming up on 11 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Substitutions for the Lady Chiefs. Taylor Oldham is in. Mackenzie Simon is in.
Number 16, Kenzie Simon.
And it looks like they are replacing Nicole Oldham for one. We'll get the other substitution in just a bit. Lady Chiefs in possession, coming up on 11 minutes to go first half. Messer on the left-hand side, but the flag is up offside. A lot of back and forth here in the first half. Pacelli trying to use their speed when they can in transition. Try to create opportunities. There was pressure that created a turnover, and a shot missed at the far post. You had the shot and the second chance about a minute ago. So Pacelli has had their opportunities. McIntosh has had theirs as well, but nothing in the back of the net to show for it for either side here. McIntosh trying to send it inside the 18 from the far side. Last touched by Pacelli, so it's going to be a corner over at the far corner flag.
Corner kick, Lady Chiefs.
In-swinger with the right, over from the far post, looking right toward the 6, headed up into the air. Ball bounce. McIntosh comes away with it. Shot is blocked. Second chance, and Kohler is there. Kohler keeping an eye on it the entire time. About 5 bodies surrounding the ball as the ball worked its way through all of that traffic, and Kohler was there to make the save. Handful of saves here in the first 40 minutes, the first 30-plus minutes for Paige Kohler. Pressed into emergency duty for Pacelli tonight. From the back, Elsie Barrett looking for Enriquez, but the defense was there for the Lady Chiefs. Isabella Ramos tried to send it forward with the right, down the right channel, and that was blocked, so it'll be yet another throw for Pacelli over on the far side. Couple of yards this side of center line in their defensive half. First touch header by McIntosh. They come down with control. Messer looking for a partner down the right-hand side. Nicely done for the pass, trying to spring Emily Wagoner, but the defense is there for Pacelli. 2, now 3 Vikings there to get the ball away. And the Vikings get a chance to breathe with 8.5 minutes to go. It's going to be a throw deep on the near side. Checking in Charlotte Gorman. So she comes back in. She's got a goal and an assist so far this season in the first 6 matches. So it'll be a deep throw for Mackenzie Simon, about 20 yards from goal here on the near side. Messer, nice spin move to keep possession, laying it off for Simon once again. Simon looking down the right touchline, last touched by the defense of Olivia Fry and the Vikings. So once again, it'll be another throw for Simon, about 20 yards from goal here on the near side. Just outside the 18, Izzy Chimento. Chimento trying to work her way around Yana Williams. It's now 2-on-2 by the near side corner flag. McIntosh comes away with it. Mackenzie Simon into the middle of the pitch with the left, looking for Messer. Center ref is in the way. Messer tries to get around him. She does. Cleared once again by the Vikings at 7:20 to go. Nice piece of magic there by Lainey Messer to keep possession in the middle. But in addition to the Pacelli defense, she had to try to work her way around center ref. Mackenzie Simon with the throw. Gets it back quickly. Kept in by Taylor Oldham. But in trying to connect with Charlotte Gorman, McIntosh with the last touch. It'll come to St. Anne-Pacelli now at 6:45 to go first half. Up into the air. Addison Burnett near side. Backline helping out to try to get it to Lana Rogers, but she can't hang on to it. Second time, though, St. Anne-Pacelli does. Hop, misplayed by the defense of McIntosh, but the reinforcements were there to keep possession right at center line. Left-hand side, the passes don't connect, and once again, Yana Williams will clear. Launches it long. Diamantides is there for the Lady Chiefs. And you're going to get a foul as Addison Burnett is trying to push off to regain possession for St. Anne-Pacelli. Just under 6 minutes to go first half. Long ball over the top. Deanna Williams was there as she was ushering it to Paige Kohler, and Kohler picks it up pretty easily. And St. Anne-Pacelli now, as Kohler works her way from far side to near, trying to find a target. Center line, Gabriela Enriquez was there. Enriquez tries to regain possession, but the tough defense of Taylor Oldham gets it away for the Lady Chiefs. Enriquez and Oldham going at it one more time. Turns into 2-on-2. 3-on-2 for Kara Bernard in her first touch. Ball takes a bit of a hop, and it sticks with Enriquez for St. Anne-Pacelli in the attacking half, but reinforcements are there for McIntosh in the form of Mackenzie Simon. Ball ends up going back to Avery Heeb. A little chaotic right now with both sides. Under 5 minutes to go here first half. Now down the right-hand side. Rushes there. Long pass and trying to get in behind is Chimento. Kohler is there. She's outside the 18, and it's wide looking to the far post. The chance was there for Charlotte Gorman. Kohler came well out of her net to the edge of the 18 to try to defend it. Gorman found possession, tried to send it past Kohler, and the two St. Anne-Pacelli defenders goes past the far post, last picked, working quickly. Quick touch. Messer with the right into the net. Messer with the goal from the edge of the 18. It is her sixth of the season, and the Lady Chiefs finally break through on the scoreboard. 4:09 to go in the first half. 36 minutes of goalless ball. Messer makes it 1-0. Substitution, Zenis back in for McIntosh after the goal. But Messer, a piece of magic from the far side of the 18, and it's 1-0 to the home side. St. Anne-Pacelli tried to send it long once again, but the back line of McIntosh was there. Messer down the right-hand side. Zenis looking into the corner for Charlotte Gorman. Yana Williams is there to bump her off the ball and gain possession for the Vikes. Launched up the left, but no one there in a matching red jersey, so Mackenzie Simon wins it back for McIntosh. Sent down the middle channel, but Yana Williams was there, the only person for either team. And she watches Paige Kohler get it at 3:25 to go. 1-0 now. McIntosh leading Pacelli. Initial possession won by St. Anne-Pacelli. Second ball won by McIntosh. Here comes Zenis again down the middle. She tries to pass. Three defenders there for St. Anne-Pacelli. And they send it into their attacking half. It's going to be a throw for the Lady Chiefs. About 5 yards into their own half. Simon was there. Diamantides now in possession. Simon once again. Pass intended for Messer. St. Anne-Pacelli was there. Lana Rogers into the middle looking for Enriquez. Popped up into the air into the far corner looking for Jelly Torres. Torres inside the 18. The volley is just wide. Torres looking for the target. And the volley with the left just missed, that close to an equalizer at the near post for the Vikings of St. Anne-Pacelli. Nice piece of imagination by Isabella Ramos. But we're still at 1-0 at 2:10 and counting first half. On the ground, Zenas looking into the middle. Lady Chiefs trying to keep possession. Diamantides starts the work over to the far side. Big hop past the McIntosh player. And there to defend once again is St. Anne-Pacelli. Yana Williams doing well at center back to make sure that the Lady Chiefs rush does not amount to the possibility of a second goal. 90 seconds and counting first half. Ball looked like it went over the far touchline, but kept in. McIntosh with yet another rush. Down the right-hand side into the corner. Lana Rogers coming back to defend. Last touched by McIntosh and by Mackenzie Simon, so it'll be a throw once we can retrieve the ball from outside lane number 8. Under a minute to go here first half, coming up on 50 seconds. Just the one moment by Lainey Messer, that's been the difference. 4:09 to go in the first half. That's the one goal on the board, and it goes to the Lady Chiefs of McIntosh. Trying to work quickly was Lorelei Hale. Her pass was blocked. Simon is there for the Lady Chiefs to keep possession. Her pass to Natalie Idem. McIntosh connecting, but they can't keep control of it here at 17 seconds and counting first half. It'll be a throw for St. Anne-Pacelli coming up on 10 seconds to go. Down the far side, Jelly Torres trying to work centrally. She's got Lana Rogers there. Rogers running out of time, and she can't get the shot off in time as the clock hits 000. Busy first half, back and forth, but it is the one goal that has been the difference. Lainey Messer from just inside the 18 on the far side, her 6th goal of the season. And the score at the break, it is the Lady Chiefs of McIntosh 1, St. Anne-Pacelli nothing. We'll be back. It's halftime. We'll be back to set things up for the second half in short order. You're listening to the Soccer Down Here Game of the Week on soccerdownhere.net and the SDH app.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Georgia.
This message presented by the GHSA and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the GHSA, are the 195,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Georgia. And so, we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA is a national nonprofit working to transform youth and high school sports so that every child has a positive character-building youth sports experience. PCA provides live and online workshops to train double goal coaches whose first goal is winning and whose second, more important goal is teaching life lessons through sports. PCA also has workshops for parents and high school student athletes. For more information, please visit positivecoach.org.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Georgia. This message presented by the GHSA and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
Timeout!
Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the GHSA and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Georgia needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Welcome back to McIntosh Stadium on the campus of McIntosh High School. Busy night and day here at McIntosh. Baseball's going on, and it looks like that baseball is now officially over after a 6-run bottom of the 5th for the homestanding Chiefs. Their game has ended up in a 13-0, looks like a run rule game after 5. Story here, doubleheader. Two of the top teams in their classification on the boys' side started things off this afternoon at 4 o'clock. McIntosh beating Dalton by the score of 4-1. Drew Stanton with a pair. And obviously the new round of high school rankings, you will probably have a new number 1, and it will be the team that uses this surface that will end up at the top of the rankings. But anticipate that both of those squads, the Catamounts and the Chiefs, will be deep in the playoffs. They might even meet each other depending on how the brackets lay out. Don't be surprised if they meet again, and there's a lot of stuff that is remembered from the 4-1 match earlier today here at McIntosh that would apply if and probably when the rematch happens. Story here for the girls' side, St. Anne-Pacelli comes in shorthanded, and Zach Corcoran and the Vikings only down 1-0, and they had held McIntosh for the first 35-plus minutes, goalless. But Laney Messer, 4:09 to go in the first half, gets the ball past Paige Kohler, emergency keeper being employed tonight by the Vikes. And that's the difference so far. 3-3 Chiefs, Lady Chiefs coming in even Steven after their first 6. One match so far for Pacelli, since they are now in Class Quad A of the GIAA, starting later with practices and games in the GIAA. Trying to be one of 12 teams to make the postseason out of the 15 that are in Class Quad A. They don't play for another week after the match tonight. But they have shown that they have speed and pressure, and they want to pressure their opponents to create turnovers. Pacelli has had a couple of chances, have not been able to put them into the back of the net. And that one goal has been the difference here as we get ready for the second 40 minutes with the Lady Chiefs of McIntosh leading by the score of 1-0. We mentioned short-handed, and Pacelli only has 5 position players they can use for substitutions. They're in the road whites with the red numbers, blue shorts, white socks. And they're here in the second 40 minutes. They are working from left to right. McIntosh, the Lady Chiefs, in their home green outfits, they are working from right to left. John Nelson here. Thanks for hanging out with us and accessing us however you are doing so. The Soccer Down Here app, available iOS and Android, or on soccerdownhere.net. Next games of the week will be at Mill Creek on Friday night. Jason will have the girls and boys calls for you there up in Hushton, as the Hawks are going to be up and around on a Friday night. Going to be a full schedule once again for us here for the Soccer Down Here game of the week. Looking forward to be all around the state and giving you the best soccer in the high schools here in the GHSA and in the GIAA with our opponent tonight here on the girls' side. Throw for McIntosh here on the near, about 20 yards away from center line as they work from right to left. Last touched by Emily Wagoner. She couldn't keep control after her first touch. So it will go to St. Anne-Pacelli right at center line. Rush for St. Anne-Pacelli down the right-hand side. Bumped from behind was Isabella Ramos. And so it'll be a set-piece opportunity here for the Vikings. Minute 45 and counting here in the second half. Looks like Addison Burnett will be the one to take for the Vikings. 3 in the wall for McIntosh, standing about 15 yards away from goal. Burnett, big launch, and it's up and over everything. Looks like she was trying to get something on target,
Lady Chiefs.
leaning a little further back than she wanted to. It ends up going up and over the soccer crossbar and just wide of the football crossbar here at McIntosh. So it'll be a goal kick for the Lady Chiefs and Avery Heeb. Avery Heeb, preseason All-Stater as a junior, looking forward to playing at the next level. No declaration yet as to where she is going to spend her college time. Whistle and a foul on St. Anne-Pacelli as we enter minute number 4 here in the second half. 20 yards inside their defensive half. Launched forward, but the first header and the first contact was from Lana Rogers of St. Anne-Pacelli. McIntosh's backline in control. Natalie Idem, committed to Georgia College and State University, with a goal and an assist so far this season for the Lady Chiefs. McIntosh trying to work out of the back. Good step over, trying to keep possession down the left-hand side. Was Lainey Arnold getting her first activity here in the second half. But McIntosh can't do anything with it after they get about 15 yards inside their the attacking half. And the back and forth continues. Charlotte Gorman can't keep control for the Lady Chiefs, so once again yet another throw for Pacelli just inside center line. Trying to keep possession. Addison Burnett inside the 18, but there to defend and knock it away from Isabella Ramos was London Diamantides. So it'll be a throw once again for St. Anne-Pacelli. About 25 yards from goal here on the near side. Last touched on the throw by St. Anne-Pacelli, and so the Vikings surrender possession to McIntosh. After this match, we'll get into the schedules here in just a little bit. Lana Rogers wins possession for St. Anne-Pacelli. Vikings trying to get a rush. Play it back a little bit, working it into the middle with Rogers. Rogers had Presley Hildebrand down the right-hand side. Hildebrand trying to win the ball away from Lainey Arnold. Does not. Tried to get a little help from Isabella Ramos. Physical play as both teams trying to win possession back from one another. Get a lot of challenges, and you're going to get a foul behind the play after the play had advanced, and it's a foul on Messer about 40 yards from goal. In the middle channel here, 5.5 minutes gone, second half. A lot of folks lined up right at the edge of the 18, headed down first touch. Second touch to Messer. Messer turns, swats at it with the right, and she clears. 2-on-2, 3-on-3 developing. A lot of high hops and the chances here on the run for McIntosh, but there to defend the center back, Yana Williams. She's been a force all night for St. Anne-Pacelli. Knocks it away here on the near side, so it'll be a throw about 40 yards away from goal. First contact down here in the near corner, sent centrally, and it looks like it goes over the end line as it was being chased by Gorman, and it will be a goal kick for St. Anne-Pacelli as we're now 6.5 minutes into the second half, still 1-0. Once again, if you missed the first half, Paige Kohler, the keeper for St. Anne-Pacelli, forced into service tonight. She hasn't been between the sticks in about 3 years, according to head coach Zach Corcoran. Had to bring her in to help out because of player shortages with other sports and academic activities that had to be paid attention to at St. Anne-Pacelli, and Kohler comes up big with yet another save. St. Anne-Pacelli trying to get out of their own defensive third. Muscled off the ball. by Natalie Idem, keeping possession briefly. Working back the other way, Lana Rogers tries to scoop it down the middle. Diamantides is there, and she will send it all the way back to Avery Heeb, and Heeb will reset. Big hop down the right-hand side. McIntosh unable to control. Williams tried to look for Gabriela Enriquez on the far touchline. Enriquez couldn't keep it in, so it'll be a throw for Pacelli. Over on the far side, right at center line, Mackenzie Simon with the throw. Williams will clear just on the flip side of the logo in center circle, and you're going to get a foul. Looks like the foul is going to be called on Lana Rogers, and so it will be a set-piece opportunity for McIntosh about just outside 35 yards from goal. 3 in the wall for Pacelli. Diamantides will take with the right, looking to challenge Kohler, and off the crossbar, and it was almost in. It goes off of Kohler as Kohler tried to reach for it. Goes off of her back and out over the end line at the far post. The initial call was corner. Now you have center ref and AR discussing, and it's going to stay a corner. Diamantides with some imagination trying to challenge Paige Kohler. Hit the crossbar, hit Kohler in the back, and goes wide at the far post. Corner for McIntosh. Lady Chiefs. Swept in, headed, flicked, and in! Goal number 2! Nine and a half minutes into the second half. Off a corner. Goal on the board.
Lady Chiefs, goal!
Substitutions coming in for Pacelli.
Number 19, Cassie Zenas.
Cassie Zenas given credit for the goal. Her first goal of the year. A lot of bodies trying to make first contact with that corner, and headed, flicked, and in past Kohler to make it 2-0. So how does St. Anne-Pacelli answer here? They've been hanging tough with McIntosh here in the first 50 minutes of play. And we've just cleared into the 11th minute. Goals on the board by Messer in the first half, her 6th. Goal by Zenas, her first of the season. And that's where we are at 2-0. Played back to Avery Heeb, and the speed of Isabella Ramos trying to disrupt McIntosh. You get a shot and poked over the bar.
What a save by your goalie.
Shot by Addison Burnett from about 30. Challenges Avery Heeb. Heeb knocks it over the bar. And it'll be a corner for St. Anne-Pacelli. Physio out. There's a player down just beside just outside the 6. You can't see who it is yet for the Vikes. But Avery Heeb challenged, and the All-Stater knocks it over the crossbar in defense of trying to keep Pacelli off the scoreboard. So Zach Corcoran, the head coach of Pacelli, is out. The physio for Pacelli is out as well. And this gives the Lady Chiefs of McIntosh the chance. They have their own little huddle at the near post. And obviously we're keeping an eye on The player who's down for the Vikes, still on her back. Physio looking at either the left, looks like the left hip perhaps. And Zach Corcoran looking obviously very concerned. And once again, we talked about the Vikes and the GIAA moving over from the GHSA. Team that was in Single A in Columbus. And there were about a dozen schools that left the GHSA in Single A. Most of them private schools in middle and western Georgia. And they left to go to the then GISA, who then rebranded into the GIAA. And now, standing up, it's Isabella Ramos. Ramos has been one of those players that's been trying to disrupt Avery Heeb all night long, trying to get pressure to create turnovers, short fields, and chances for the Vikes. And so she's going to be walked off by Corcoran and the physio for McIntosh. And that presents a question now for Zach Corcoran as to what he wants to do when it comes to substitution. And let's see what Pacelli does. And the clock restarts. Corner, near side. It's going to be an outswinger with the right, Jelly Torres. Headed away and out of the 18. Trying to charge back in, Addison Burnett. She's alone by herself near the near side corner flag. Sent in just outside the 6. 4 players, 2 on each side, trying to keep control. Last touched by St. Anne-Pacelli, and it's going to be a throw for McIntosh. Trying to throw it in about 10 yards further than where the ball exited. And that's what the whistle was for. Trying to remind Lainey Arnold to back up about 10 yards. She finally does. And throws it in for the Lady Chiefs. Launched forward with the right was Natalie Idem, but once again, Yana Williams was there. Williams sending it long and over the top of everyone, and Avery Heeb picks it up easily inside the 18 for the Lady Chiefs. First touch popped up into the air by Diamantides. First 3 touches, headers by McIntosh. Fourth touch over here on the near side is Charlotte Gorman. Last touched by St. Anne-Pacelli. And once again, a good 10-yard gain and run from where the ball exited, but it won't amount to anything as Gorman can't track it down and keep possession, goes over the inline goal kick. And once again, unless you get that whistle and take full advantage of the situation, try to work quickly. And Lainey Arnold doing exactly that, creating an opportunity for McIntosh. Halfway through the 13th minute here in the second half. Kohler flicked forward by Rogers, looking for Hildebrandt. Possession on the turn, picked up once again by St. Anne-Pacelli over on the far side. Jelly Torres keeps possession, sending it over to the left channel, but trying to pass centrally. And the only folks there were Lady Chiefs of McIntosh. With the left, looking for Charlotte Gorman here down the left-hand side. Gorman stood up by Elsie Barrett. And once again, that center fielder, Yana Williams, has been there all night long for St. Anne-Pacelli. Slowing down rushes for McIntosh. Substitution now for the Lady Chiefs. Looks like Taylor Oldham coming in.
Number 7, Taylor Oldham.
And she is coming in for Charlotte Gorman. Over the top, 1-2 hops by Lainey Arnold, but there is Paige Kohler once again to grab for St. Anne-Pacelli. Entering the 15th minute now, second half. Goal in the first half by Lainey Messer. 4:09 to go in the first half. She tries to flick it back to herself to try to spin 360 to keep possession. She gets fouled. And so it will stick with Diamantides just under 45 yards from goal. One monitoring for St. Anne-Pacelli, sent inside the 18. 1-2 big hops. Williams is there for the Vikes. And there to help her out was Gabriela Enriquez. Enriquez clears it away, and it's going to be a deep throw, probably about 20 yards or so from goal over on the far side for McIntosh. So the Messer goal in the first half, 4:09 to go, made it 1-0. And then poking it through a lot of traffic, Cassie Zenas with her first of the year off a corner kick. 2-0, and that's where we are here in the 16th minute of the second half. Headed back toward the throw. And before St. Anne-Pacelli gets a second chance to throw it in, Lorelei Hale will be checking in for Zach Corcoran and the Vikings. And checking out is Aaron Williams. Correction, Grace Rogers. McIntosh trying to keep possession, looking centrally. Diamantides. Give Delaney Arnold. Arnold to Messer, now on the left. Pressure from behind. Turnover, but not all the way out. And you're going to get a foul on McIntosh as St. Anne-Pacelli tried to work it forward. So there'll be a chance for St. Anne-Pacelli to work something out offensively here, coming up on 23 and a half minutes to go. Looking down on the St. Anne-Pacelli bench, looking at Isabella Ramos after she was down for a while. She's sitting to the right of the bench in and of itself, not on the bench. But she has some ice on her left knee. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on her, see if she's able to come back into the match to help out the Vikes here in the final 23. Doesn't look like it right now, but obviously we'll keep an eye on things. Foul on McIntosh as Elsie Barrett tried to work her way to the right-hand side. Barrett, one hop, three McIntosh players were there. What do the Lady Chiefs do now in transition with possession, working down the right? But the speed, once again, of St. Anne-Pacelli, tracking back quickly, Gabriela Enriquez. And now they'll charge up the left-hand side. Give and go, nicely done there with Hale and Enriquez. Enriquez working centrally. Sticking with it after getting muscled off the ball. A lot of physical play going on between Addison Burnett and Lainey Arnold, and it looks like they're going to call Arnold for the foul here in the 19th minute of the second half. Barrett once again. We have an in-swinger with the right. 19th minute just turns. Can Pacelli close the margin? She's looking once again, challenging and hit the crossbar again. Another chance for Elsie Barrett off the crossbar from north of 30. And we were that close to 2-1. Last touched by McIntosh after it hit the crossbar. Defense tries to clear. And Addison Burnett will take the corner over from the far side. Hand raised. In-swinger with the right. Up into the air. Looking toward the 6. Headed up into the air. Can't settle, and it looks like it's a 2-on-1. Williams is back in center field. Goes past with the long ball. Kohler thought about charging out of the 18. She cannot. But closing speed for Williams slows it down momentarily. 1-on-3 toward the penalty spot, and it missed! The chance was there once again for McIntosh, and it's wide to the near post. The run was there in transition off the corner kick. And the chance for Izzy Chimento goes wide to the near post, and it's still 2-0. Correction for Taylor Oldham, 7, not 2. But we're still at 2-0. McIntosh still fighting for it. Trying to chase that third goal. Oldham, near side, left, entry toward the penalty spot, headed up into the air. Messer gets the second header. Third chance, a couple of hops. Players chasing after it, and it goes into the side netting. Another chance for the Lady Chiefs, and it ends up being a goal kick after all of that activity inside the 18 by McIntosh once again. Halfway home here in the second half, 61st minute now. Still 2-0. And pressure from behind. Off of the goal kick. Oldham muscled off the ball. Launched forward, looking down the right-hand side, trying to track it down is Olivia Fry. And it's going to be a throw. Last touch by St. Anne-Pacelli. Laney Arnold gets the ball back after the throw, working down the left-hand side. Defended once again by the Vikings and Hildebrandt. Here comes Lana Rogers up and over everybody. And Avery Heeb will calm things down a little bit. And she finally picks it up. 18:45 and counting here at McIntosh Stadium. Boys won the game against Dalton by the score of 4-1. Early start time. And the score right now is 2-0. Yana Williams with a giveaway. She goes back and tackles, and an instant yellow card comes out. Gives the ball away. McIntosh chases into the far corner. Rough tackle by Yana Williams, and she'll get a yellow. She'll have to leave at 18:10. Substitutions ready for McIntosh. The decision by Zach Corcoran. Grace Rogers will come back in as Williams exits. It looks like Ellie Duval will come in, and it looks like Nicole Oldham will come in at the next opportunity for McIntosh. Set piece from about 20, in on the ground, a couple of hops in toward the 6. A lot of bodies there, and Kohler will grab as it was shielded by the defense. No one really could get a handle on the ball except for Paige Kohler by the end of things. Coming up on 17 and a half minutes to go. Pressure from McIntosh trying to create a turnover. Chasing after that third goal. Kept in. But that touch, the secondary touch by Hildebrandt, was not. It'll end up being a throw for McIntosh. Here are your substitutions.
Number 8, Nicole Oldham.
Checking in.
15, Ellie Duval.
Oldham and Duval, and checking out. Looks like the other Oldham sister checks out, Taylor. for the Lady Chiefs here at 16:45. Throw down the near touch line. Say it was last touched by St. Anne-Pacelli. 2 McIntosh players there, the 1 player for St. Anne-Pacelli, and it goes off of her last. Pass was blocked by McIntosh's defense, and trying to stick with it is St. Anne-Pacelli on the near side. Messer knocked off her pins, and you're going to get a foul called on Presley Hildebrandt about 10 yards inside their own half. So that means that Diamantides, with about 16 minutes to go, will send the ball forward here from the left-hand side, and she'll stick with the left-hand side. Defender there for St. Anne-Pacelli, pops it up into the air. 2 bounces. Picked up, looking to turn, and can't quite keep control of it, is the Lady Chiefs and Natalie Idem. So the Vikings will work their way from left to right once again, coming up on 15 and a half minutes to go. Lana Rogers gains possession at the logo for St. Anne-Pacelli. Couldn't keep it. The back and forth continues once again. Last touched by McIntosh right at center line, and it's going to be a throw for the Vikings. It looks like Hildebrandt will take it. Tries to gain a couple of yards on the throw. Target chested down by the Lady Vikes, but there to defend was Elsie Barrett. Hildebrandt gets in the way of the pass there, and it's going to stick with McIntosh coming up at just under 15 minutes to go now. Laney Arnold, about 50 yards from goal, 10 yards inside the attacking half. Rogers, the deflection goes right to Messer. Messer trying to charge inside the 18. Kohler had the near post, and she touched it before it went over the end line. It was going out, but Kohler dove to the near post, trying to save it. She couldn't keep it. It goes over the end line, so it will be a corner at the near corner flag. A chance for McIntosh here under 14 and a half minutes to go for goal number 3. So once the ball is retrieved, once again from the outside of the track, we'll see what the Lady Chiefs have in mind. It looks like it's going to be Messer taking. Big in-swinging right boot header off of the football crossbar, and it's going to be a goal kick. Messer was looking back post, headed up into the air. Looked like Diamantides was the intended target. So it was headed off of the football crossbar, goal kick. So after today, the schedule continues for the Lady Chiefs of McIntosh. Next up for them, coming up in 3 days' time on the 24th, they are at Woodward Academy. Then they get Columbus on March the 3rd here at McIntosh. You get Whitewater on Tuesday the 7th, Northgate, Northside, Columbus. Harris County in a region game. That one is here, not in Hamilton. They finish up with Pace Academy, Forest Park, Drew. And Stars Mill, last game of the regular season, Thursday night, March the 30th. Wide open on the left-hand side is Messer, about 25 yards from goal. Charges inside the 18, wants to do something with the left, cuts it back, wants to go with the right onto Kohler, and she's in control. Paige Kohler with a half a dozen saves for St. Anne-Pacelli. Has done well in yeoman work tonight for the Vikes. Pass intercepted by St. Anne-Pacelli, but once again, Arnold charging from the back, tries to keep possession down the left-hand side. Collision between Messer and Hildebrandt, and Messer stays down after the two of them were chasing after the ball, trying to win possession. And Lainey Messer got the worst of it. She's got that left leg lifted, not wanting to put any weight on it right now. Physio for McIntosh is out as the clock stops at 12:04. And we mentioned the schedule for McIntosh. Looks like they're looking at the left ankle of Messer, trying to get her to stretch it out. After this match for St. Anne-Pacelli, they go to an away match against Evangel Academy in Montgomery. Messer now up on her feet, and she really can't put any weight on that left ankle. We'll keep an eye on that going forward, too. Leading scorers so far for McIntosh this season, getting her 6th in the first half tonight. 2 assists on the year as well. Messer getting assistance as they take her over to the physio cart. But the work for St. Anne-Pacelli, who starts traditionally later in their schedules. Strong Rock is next on their list after that match on the 2nd. 5 days later, it's Blessed Trinity, St. Mary's out of Fairburn. Then Heritage Union, Strong Rock again. They get into region play to finish up in Quad A in the GIAA. Remember, the top 12 teams in the GIAA make their way into that playoff of the 15 that are in Quad A. 11:40 and counting here, regulation. McIntosh with a goal in the first half by Messer. Zenas with a goal in the second half, 2-0. And that's where we've stood. A couple of chances for both sides here in the second half. And charging down the right-hand side is Ellie Duval. Duval through ball, but there to defend is Lana Rogers for St. Anne-Pacelli. It's going to be a throw over on the far touchline. Mackenzie Simon. Looks like she'll take it about 35 yards from goal over on the far side as we come up on 11 minutes to go. First touch by McIntosh. They gain possession. Tried to send it inside the 18, but there, and it got Yana Williams flush. She's having to walk that contact off, but it's going to be a corner for the Lady Chiefs. Set to check back in at the next chance is Grace Rogers for Zach Corcoran and St. Anne-Pacelli. It's going to be an in-swinger with the left from the far corner coming up on 10.5 to go. Low ball looking for a hop. They say it was last touched by the Lady Chiefs of McIntosh. It'll be a goal kick. And there's your substitution for St. Anne-Pacelli, Grace Rogers, coming in. And she is replacing, it looks like, Lorelei Hale. Lorelei Hale is out now for Zach Corcoran and the Vikings. Playing out of the back. Here comes the pressure for McIntosh. Ball still inside the 18. Long ball with the right, but the defense is there. Good scouting by St. Anne-Pacelli. Launched long. Can the speed get there to try to go 1-on-2? No, it cannot. As Jelly Torres was trying to go between two McIntosh Lady Chiefs defenders. Gets all the way back to Avery Heeb. And the Lady Chiefs on the charge again. Last touched by them over on the far touchline. 9.5 minutes to go. Still 2-0. Once again, reminder, the morning show, Soccer's Morning Show, 9:05. Getting everybody prepared for the first week, the first weekend of Major League Soccer. 9:05 to 11:05, or sometimes longer, just depends. McIntosh defending, sent away about 30 yards from goal. It'll be a throw with about 9 minutes to go. Soccer Down Here games of the week. Next stop is Mill Creek on Friday night, the boys and the girls. 5:30 and 7:30. Jason Longshore will be there for those. The beginning of our soccer season continues. From about 30 yards away, Addison Burnett tries to send it toward Avery Heeb, looking upper 90, misses to the near post. It'll be a goal kick coming up on 8.5 minutes to go. Sent long down the middle. 1-on-2. Defense is there for St. Anne-Pacelli, but they can't control it once again. Hildebrand. Quick throw by McIntosh, but here comes Lana Rogers for St. Anne-Pacelli. She can't keep control of it. Knocked away in defense that time by Zenis. Substitution coming in at the next opportunity for the Lady Chiefs. Izzy Chimento will be checking back in. Flags and players confused as to who actually was going to get the throw, and ends up being with St. Anne-Pacelli. Addison Burnett looking down the middle. Long shot taken by St. Anne-Pacelli, and Gabriela Enriquez is wide of the far post from about 30 yards away. Easily spotted by Avery Heeb. So Chimento checks in for the Lady Chiefs. And checking out is Mackenzie Simon. Under 7 minutes to go. Into the air. First big hop. First contact. Second ball won by McIntosh. But the back line of St. Anne-Pacelli was there to defend. Yana Williams trying to track it down. Shielding nicely to try to gain possession. She'll just knock it out over the far touch line. It'll be a throw just inside of 20 yards or so. Away from net over on the far side. Lady Chiefs trying to work quickly. Trying to send it into the corner. Touches too much, and it'll end up being a goal kick for Paige Kohler. McIntosh intentionally, with all of the graduation that they had last year, wanted to challenge themselves early on, try to build some chemistry, working with a bunch of different formations. 3-3 so far coming into tonight. Pacelli coming in at a record of 1-0. Once again, remember, in the GIAA, it's a later start for their sports. Schedule compression lends it to a championship series in Macon in mid-May. Losing her footing over on the far side was Grace Rogers trying to keep possession for St. Anne-Pacelli. Challenge over on the far side by Mackenzie Simon. She's last to touch. It'll be a throw for the Vikings coming up on 5:20 in counting regulation. Chested down, Lana Rogers. Launched with the right, but it goes right to McIntosh. A lot of space down the middle for Diamantides. She sends it back to Lainey Arnold. Arnold down the left-hand side. Through ball. Too much for her intended target. But pressure is there by Charlotte Gorman. Swept with the right. Paige Kohler has an eye on it the entire time. Trying to work to the back post for McIntosh. Easy grab for Kohler. 4:40 and counting, still 2-0. Pass for Gabriela Enriquez. Too much on it coming out of the back, so it's going to be a throw. 3 touches in a row for the Lady Chiefs of McIntosh. One back at the logo, but the back and forth continues. Vikings had possession with Addison Burnett, lost it. It's going to be a throw. Substitution. Lorelei Hale checking back in for St. Anne-Pacelli as we're under 4 minutes to go regulation. Grace Rogers with the throw near center line, near side. Won the second ball. Defense for McIntosh lets the ball bounce and go all the way through. The pressure was there once again. Another close call. It's Gabriela Enriquez. Wanted to try to force Avery Heeb into a rush decision. Didn't work this time. Down the right-hand side. Yana Williams defending. She's there. Stems the early rush. Second rush coming through. Williams gets blown by. Inside the 18, laid off, but finally cleared. 1-on-2 for St. Anne-Pacelli doesn't materialize, so McIntosh gets the ball back. Zenis Right down the middle, Paige Kohler, easy grab on the grounder. 3 hops, and it's hers, under 3 minutes to go. Once again, thanks for hanging out with us here, soccerdownhere.net, the Soccer Down Here app, iOS and Android. Thanks for accessing us however you've done so this evening, large device or small. McIntosh a couple of minutes away from a sweep, laid off into the middle near the penalty spot. Kohler is there to defend, so are a couple of her friends. Second chance, not there for McIntosh. Trying to regain possession just inside the 18. Knocked away. Lana Rogers trying to clear. She does, not all the way out. Another rush for McIntosh. Launch from 40 right on to Kohler. Puts both hands up, stops the progress of the ball, tries to slow things down as we come up on 2 minutes to go. So we've seen the speed from Zach Corcoran and St. Anne-Pacelli tonight, trying to cause problems. Probably will be causing problems in Quad A in the GIAA as they're just getting their regular season started. So we've seen a lot from them tonight. McIntosh taking advantage of the opportunities presented to them. Probably would have liked if you would talk to them if they'd have had another couple of goals on the board. Chances that were missed, especially here in the second 40 minutes. 90 seconds to go. Addison Burnett stood up. Foul called on McIntosh. So Elsie Barrett looking long, and let's see what she has in mind. Hand in the air. Down the middle. Lana Rogers had first touch. Second touch went to McIntosh. Yet another rush for them as we're now under a minute. Chipped forward. Ball goes through. But Kohler is there to help out Yana Williams. Looking for an outlet down the left-hand side. Thought about throwing it that way. Ends up sending it into the air. Defense is there by Zenes. And a substitution at the next opportunity. Was missed at the flag, went up when the ball went out. So we'll see if Zach Corcoran gets the chance at 30 seconds. Doesn't look that way. One last rush for McIntosh. Tried to chip it and keep it working down the right-hand side. Slipped on the cutback, and you're going to get a foul call here with 14 seconds and counting, and that looks like that short of this set piece, that's going to be it for the Lady Chiefs. Can they get it off in time? They do. 3 seconds, 2, and in at the buzzer. Kohler makes the initial save, gets away from her and swept in on the rebound. Looked to me like it was at about a half second to go. And so McIntosh scores literally at the buzzer. 3 goals on the board. 1 with 4 minutes to go from Messer in the first half. Zenes scores to make it 2-0. And then the goal literally with a half second to go. 3-0 final as McIntosh improves to 4-3 on the year. St. Anne-Pacelli evens their record at 1-1. Thanks to everybody here at McIntosh for letting us come and hang out with them for a great game with the boys against Dalton and the girls, McIntosh and St. Anne-Pacelli. Once again, reminder, next game of the week is in Houston as Mill Creek hosts on Friday night, 5:30 and 7:30 here on the Soccer Down Here app and soccerdownhere.net. For Jason Longshore, I'm John Nelson. Thanks for hanging out with us as you have all day long here at McIntosh. Final score in the girls' game of the SDH mid-game of the week. McIntosh 3, St. Anne-Pacelli 0.